Miller's Tire and Auto Care. Need to hire experienced technicians, oil change, tire technician, tow truck drivers, exceptional benefits and pay. Drop your resume off at Miller's Tire on the Big Hill Avenue location. 4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Platinum Roofing, Solar and Green Solutions. Voted Richmond's best roofer 7 years in a row. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register sports editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and we very much appreciate you tuning us in this week. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will have an interview with the brand new football coach at Berea Community, John Thomas. Of course, he was an assistant there for the past couple of years under Coach Frank Parks. Also been an assistant at Estill County, Madison Southern, Ferristown, Berea Middle, a bunch of places as well. So he's a guy with Berea in his blood. His mom and dad both graduated from there. His wife graduated from there. His sister graduated from there, and he attended there for a while too as well. So he is very much at home. And actually, he's a social studies teacher at the middle school at Berea. So a guy with a lot of Berea roots. So we're looking forward to talking to him here in just a few minutes. But as always, we like to open the show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports. And basketball season in Madison County might be over. Maybe not. But we'll get to that in just a minute. But high school basketball season is definitely over in Madison County. 11th Region Tournament got underway this week. Both Madison Southern's boys and girls went out in the first round to Lexington Catholic. Madison Central's boys and girls did win. Both won their first round matchups, but then both lost to Frederick Douglass in the semifinals of the 11th Region Tournament. But we're going to take you through it game by game. All the action from the 11th Region Tournament involving Madison County schools. So we'll start off with Monday night. Girls' first round games up in Lexington. Madison Southern's Lady Eagles got off to a great start. Hadley French hit a three-pointer right before the buzzer of halftime, and the Lady Eagles had a 4-point lead going into the break. But that lead would not hold up. An 18-2 run by Lexington Catholic propelled the Lady Knights to a 55-42 win over Madison Southern. Hadley French, 13 points. She hit 3 3-pointers. Ashlyn Estep, 10 points. And one of those old tired cliches, but so very true, a tale of two halves, because Madison Southern shot 55% in the first half and was just 4 of 20 from the field in the second half. Southern finishes up their season at 18-15. And while that game was going on here in Richmond, Madison Central was playing host to Tate's Creek. And this was a blowout from the beginning. Madison Central first forced 31 turnovers, which led to 33 points and picked up a 63-38 win over the Lady Commodores. Natea Strader, 22 points, 7 steals, and 6 assists. Brittany Campbell with 14 points. And Central, with that win, moved on to the the semifinals of the 11th Region Tournament for the first time since 2017. And that set up a matchup with Frederick Douglass on Thursday night over at Alumni Coliseum. And once again, Central got off to a heck of a start. Went up 10-0, had a 17-2 lead. But Douglass answered back with a 17-2 run to even the score at 29-29. And a late surge helped Frederick Douglass pick up a 57-50 win at Alumni Coliseum. This was 41-41 at the end of 3 quarters. But Frederick Douglass scored the first 5 points of the fourth quarter and never trailed again. Bailey Hensley, 18 points, 15 rebounds. Eden Carter with 16 points. Lady Indians finished their season 22-7. And after the loss, we had a chance to talk to Coach Scott True. Here at Alumni Coliseum, where the Lady Indians have had their season come to an end with a loss to Frederick Douglass in the semifinals of the 11th Region Tournament. Coach Scott True. And Coach, you guys were up 17-2 early on, but obviously they have a really good team with, like you said the other day, 4 kids that can score 20-plus points. So they kind of chipped away at that lead, and things started to change after that.
Yeah, it was very much like first game we played. We got out early, and then they made some shots, and we hit a little bit of an offensive lull, and they brought Darrington came back tonight, came in and really bothered us on the inside, and we just couldn't score consistently against it, against their defense. They did a really good job of not turning the ball over and not giving us some offense off our defense, which was really tough. So it's a tough night. They're a really good team. They can score a lot of ways, and they showed that tonight.
Yeah, but you held on to that lead all the way until the beginning of the fourth quarter there, and you guys just kind of kept scrapping, but didn't get many calls, and like you said, only shot 3 free throws the whole night.
Yeah, against that size and length, if we're only going to shoot 3 free throws, it's going to be a tough night. And it's postseason basketball, and we missed some layups and things like that. We didn't shoot particularly. We shot it well early, but their length wore on us, and it bothered our shots a little bit. And we didn't make some shots. But again, they did a really good job offensively. They didn't let us turn them over. They have 3 of the best guards in the region, and they played like it tonight. And then you throw in a post who can get to 20 points, and it's a tough guard for us.
Yeah, about the second half in particular, Eden kind of kept you in it. She
did.
Going up against kids that were 1.5 feet taller than her, just no fear going in there and getting some big buckets.
Yeah, Eden did a great job, and everybody knows they backed off. Everybody knows, she's going to go left, and tonight she went anyway and scored. She really did. She really kept us in the game. But I'm so proud of these kids and what they accomplished this year. Winning 22 games. I don't think very many people thought we could do that. And winning the district, getting back to semifinals for the first time in 8-10 years, whatever it is. I'm really proud of what they accomplished. And I told them, I said, eventually you'll get to the point where you'll get over the sad because it happened and be glad because it happened. Yeah. And I think hopefully they'll get there and understand what they did this year.
Yeah, and of course you only got the 2 seniors. Most of the rest of these, all your starters will be back hopefully, and so. Learning experience and hope to another step forward.
Yeah, I told them after, we kind of knocked on the door. Hopefully next year we can, take that next step, and because they're good enough to do that. And we'll heal up and get over this and get back to the gym. We'll go back to work and see if we can't go a little further next year.
All right, well, appreciate your help all year and everything.
Appreciate you guys very much for your coverage. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
All right, we really appreciate Coach talking to us afterwards. I hate interviewing people after losses, and I really hate doing video interviews after losses. But Coach True was very nice to do that for us, so we very much appreciate him. And like I said, 22-7 for the Lady Indians, and with everybody but the 2 seniors coming back, they will be one of the favorites next year to get back to the semifinals of the 11th region tournament. So that's the end of high school girls basketball. Let's turn over to the boys' side, and the first round games were on Tuesday night. Lexington Catholic playing host to Madison Southern. And Lexington Catholic had just a 9-point lead after 3 quarters, but they scored the first 6 points of the final period and pulled away for a 69-50 win over Madison Southern. Jay Rose, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Zach Hudson, 12 points. Braden Hudson, 10 points and 3 assists. Madison Southern shot just 36%. And again, once again, that tale of 2 halves things, shot 44% in the first half and just 26% in the second half. And rebounding was a huge difference in this game. The Knights out-rebounded the Eagles 36-19. So Southern finishes out the season at 19-14. Well, also on Tuesday night here in Richmond was Madison Central playing host to a pretty good Western Hills team. I know a lot of folks might have thought this was an easy first-round matchup, but this was a team that had just taken Great Crossing the triple overtime in the 41st District Championship game. But the Indians used a big second-half surge to pull away for an 87-51 win over the Wolverines. Jalen Davis, 31 points on 13 of 26 shooting. Jaden West, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Robbie Todd, another monster double-double, 18 points and 16 rebounds. Just 35-24 at the half, but then Central outscored Western Hills 29-11 in the third quarter to blow this one wide open. A 46-31 advantage on the boards for Central. And of course, the highlight of the game at the end, Jonah Haskins got in and hit a big 3, which sent the crowd crazy. That was the best part of the game. It was awesome. So that win moved Central into a matchup with Frederick Douglass on Saturday in the semifinals. But before we move on to that, we want to relive that moment. So here's our post-game interview with Jonah Haskins, John Mark Stivers, and Jalen Davis.
All right, we're back here at Madison Central where the Indians have picked up a big win over Western Hills in the first round of the 11th region tournament. Jonah Haskins, John Mark Stivers, and senior Jalen Davis. Jalen, last game on this court regardless of what happens, and you guys weren't going out with an L, man.
Oh, yeah, me and Robbie talked before the game, and during the day, this is not going to be our last game, ever in high school. So I think coming to this game, we're just trying to get locked in, just trying to get a big one at home.
Yeah, and like I said with Coach there, I mean, a lot of people may have thought Western Hills, that's an easy draw, but those guys took great crossing to 3 overtimes.
Yeah,
so.
we had a coaching group of a good game plan and stuff that we had to focus on, and they got us a W.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah, what was the game plan coming in? I mean, obviously, Coach was worried about rebounding. You guys packed it in a little bit.
Yeah, I decided just to shoot the ball. Every time I get in, I'm like, I just gotta shoot the ball.
Yeah, and everybody loves Jonah. It don't matter where we're at. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a big crowd for Jonah.
Yeah, even you guys want to get up big so you can get him in the game, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we gotta do. Get a little 30. You know what I'm saying? So Jonah got in the game, get a little 3 on it.
Well, you missed the first one.
The first one's a brick.
That was a bad shot.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, what's that feeling like, man? When everybody's out there cheering your name, wanting to get in the game?
Yeah, it feels good. It's just, I just shoot it. I don't know. I love the fans. I love the school and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking ahead. To Saturday, Jalen, Frederick Douglass. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. We just got to lock in and focus and be together. We'll get the win.
All right, John Mark, what do you got for us?
What's the feeling like when that shot went in?
I felt excited. I was pumped. Yeah.
Anyway, someone needs to ask John Mark a question. Jalen, you want to ask John Mark a question?
How does it feel being a manager for, our basketball team?
Oh, it feels amazing. The community's amazing, supporting us. Great fans, great people on the team. It's an amazing experience I've had the past 2 years. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on Saturday. Congratulations.
Well, that was so awesome to get to speak to Jonah Haskins, and we get to turn the tables on John Mark Stivers and have Jalen ask him a question. So that was awesome. So, but that win over Western Hills did set up a really tough matchup with Frederick Douglass on Saturday afternoon at Alumni Coliseum. These two teams played a couple of months back in Lexington. Douglass won it on a tip-in at the buzzer. But there was no late drama this time, unfortunately, for the Indians. Douglass 74, Central 55. The 27th straight win for Douglass as they continue just to roll along and head into the championship game. But Douglass was 9 of 16 from three-point range. A team that only shot 30% from three-point range on the season. Coach Feldhouse told me afterwards, basically we had to pack it in, make them shoot the three, and hope they didn't make them, and they did. So 9 of 16 was a big difference there. But Jalen Davis in his final game as an Indian, 27 points, 17 of those in the first half. Jaden West, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Robbie Todd, 9 points and 8 rebounds. Douglass up just 34-25 at the half, but they opened up the second half on a 19-4 run, which brought the game really to an end at that point. So Indians finish up the year 19-15, and they'll say goodbye to those 3 seniors, Davis, West, and Todd. So the title game is tomorrow night, Monday night. If you guys want to go over to Alumni Coliseum, Frederick Douglass and Lexington Catholic should be a heck of a matchup if you want to go over there and check that out. And I think our friends at Prep Spin will have that if you want to check it out as well. So that was the end of high school basketball season in the county. On Friday night, the Berea College women played in the opening round of the NCAA Division III tournament up in Ada, Ohio, against Ohio Northern. Just the second appearance ever by Berea College in the NCAA Division III tournament. And they had an 11-10 lead after the first quarter and hung right in there. But in the end, it was Ohio Northern in front of about 1,000 fans in their arena in a great atmosphere, picking up the 54-43 win over Berea College. It was still a game into the fourth quarter where the Polar Bears outscored Berea 16-11. Tough night shooting for Berea College, just 24%, 3 of 16 from three-point range. Then Kyla James, the center for Berea, battled foul trouble the whole game. Only played 21 minutes, finished with 5 points and 7 rebounds. Aaliyah Hampton in what will probably be her final game at Berea College, 13 points and 4 rebounds. And Destiny Combs with 12 points and 11 rebounds. One of the best seasons in Berea College history, wraps up at 26-3. The EKU men were opened up ASUN tournament play this week. A couple of games. Had a first-round game at home on Tuesday and picked up a 73-48 win for their first ever ASUN tournament victory. Had a 7-0 lead right off the bat and never trailed. And this was an even more impressive performance considering this is a team that had just beaten them at home just a couple of weeks ago in overtime. So they turned the tables on them, and they did it in big-time fashion. Devontae Blanton, 15 points. Isaiah Cozart, 12 points, 6 blocks. and John Newcomato 12 points and 9 rebounds. And that victory set up a showdown on Thursday night against the number 2 seed Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia. And the EKU looking to get back to a conference championship game for the first time since 2014. But that did not happen. EKU had a 13-point lead early, 26-13. But in the end, it was Liberty picking up the 79-73 win. Devontae Blanton, 23 points and 9 rebounds. Tayshawn Comer, 14 points, 4 assists. And Cooper Robb with 10 points in his last game as a Colonel. Maybe, as the EKU now moves to 20-13 on the season, just the 12th 20-win season in program history. And after the game on the post-game radio show, EKU coach A.W. Hamilton did indicate that the Colonels had already been approached by the folks from the CBI about a potential bid to that postseason tournament. But he said on the post-game that he would have to consult, obviously, with A.D. Matt Rohn and the folks at the university. And as of Sunday when we're filming this, we've not heard any word about that yet. But it is likely that there's a possibility that EKU could play on, and the season is not over for the Colonels. But we'll have to see what happens with that, and as soon as we get word on that, we'll let you know. So, well, the EKU women, pretty certain we can say that their season is over, because Sunday afternoon, just a few hours before we taped this, they suffered a 73-55 loss to Austin Peay in the quarterfinals of the A-Sun tournament in a game that was played down in Clarksville, Tennessee. Antoinette Walker, 16 points. Alice Recanati with 11 points. 18-14 on the season for EKU. Not likely that they'll get a bid to any one of those smaller tournaments or the WNIT, so probably brings an end to their season. So that's basketball. Let's look ahead to some other sports. And how about track? We had actually on Saturday and Sunday, we had the KTCCCA Indoor State Track and Field Championships up in Louisville. And definitely has some stuff to tell you about here as far as Madison County folks are concerned. Wyatt Stewart, the senior from Madison Central, just continues to do amazing things. He took first place in the pole vault with a height of 17.3, and that is the highest height any high school boy has cleared indoor this year in the entire country. Jordan Briner, his teammate, took second. He cleared 14.3, so he was only 3 feet behind him. Wyatt's amazing, man. It's just unbelievable to see him just go to higher and higher heights. And I was actually talking to Coach O'Shea a minute ago, and she said that Wyatt and his dad think they can get 18 feet. Yeah, so unbelievable. But some other results. Meredith Campbell was 9th in the 1,500 and 14th in the 800 meter. Central's Presley Lockmuller was 10th in the long jump. Jamie Google was 13th in the pole vault. Carter Lamb 15th in the 1,500, 17th in the 800. Nichelle Spreely 16th in the 400 meter dash. And there's lots and lots more. For Madison Southern, it was Kate Sullivan 14th in the long jump and 31st in the 60 meter dash. So a whole big long list of those. We got them up on our website if you want to read through all those. But we try to events like that, we try to mention everybody. So go check that out at richmondregister.com. And some other breaking news, right as in addition to the EKU women, the Madison Central dance team was down in Florida today, competing in the NDA Nationals. Finished 7th in the game day competition and 10th in the jazz division. So congratulations to those young ladies on a nice performance. And it's never a bad thing when you can go to Florida, right, Randy?
It's always good.
So I'm sure they had a great trip. So, well, that's all we got for you as far as the recap. So hang with us here in just a minute, and John Thomas will be here to tell us all about his taking over the Berea community football program.
Wait a minute, Nathan. Not yet.
Uh-oh, what's he doing? What is he doing? I knew you were going to do something with that. I knew you were going to do something with
I
that
caught
thing.
the sports goat, everybody.
Oh, God.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Oh, good Lord. I knew you were doing something with that stupid thing over there.
Miller's Tire and Auto Care. Need to hire experienced technicians, oil change, tire technician, tow truck drivers, exceptional benefits and pay. Drop your resume off at Miller's Tire on the Big Hill Avenue location. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, super fast internet, simply a better connection. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Platinum Roofing, Solar and Green Solutions. Voted Richmond's best roofer 7 years in a row. And by kymedia.net. Digital media solutions on your terms. Stack of the week.
Here with IHOP and partner Destination Athlete, presenting Stephen Whitehead with Southern's first ever IHOP Stack of the Week. You get your t-shirt, 52 weeks of free pancakes, and your IHOP gift card. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm Brian Bertrand, the head wrestling coach at Madison Southern. Stephen had a fantastic year this year. First in region, first at semi-state, and with a 50-0 record going into the finals. Fell short a little bit, but second state overall is a fantastic year, so we're very proud of him.
Great job.
Thank you.
Stack of the week.
All right, well, welcome back, where we are joined by new Berea community football coach John Thomas. Appreciate you being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
That's I feel like you've been the coach for a while. I mean, we talked about this the other day. I mean, Coach Parks left to go to Danville, and you kind of stepped up and have been kind of helping around there, getting kids in the weight room. Of course, you've been an assistant on the staff there for 3 years, but it seemed like you were already in that position. And I guess now it's kind of official.
Yeah, I made it official finally last week. Or 2 weeks ago, and I've been just trying to help out. You know, whatever the decision was going to be. You know, I'm always in coaching for the kids anyway, so I knew they'd come to me, and I thought about it anyway. I was like, well, let's go ahead and get lifting and doing some typical spring stuff. But yeah, trying to help out a little bit best I can.
Yeah.
In that role.
Yeah, because like I said, you got to keep them going. It's like almost a year-round thing now.
It is, yeah. My wife reminds me of that all the time. It's definitely a year-round thing. You know, it doesn't. We take off just a little bit there in December, but that's about it. But yeah, got to get them rolling again. So that's what we've been lucky to do.
Well, it's a perfect transition. Speaking of your wife and your family, there's very few people that have the connections to Berea community that you do. You were a student there. Mm-hmm. Your mom, your dad graduated from there. Your wife graduated from there. Your sister graduated from there. You're a teacher there.
Yeah.
So Berea is definitely in your blood and in your family.
It definitely is. Yeah, and I was blessed to get this role for the head coach, because it really is like you said. Everybody, both my sisters, my mom, my dad. You know, my wife all graduated from there, and you know, we're active in sports and everything, and you know, I'm just hoping to kind of continue that on. You know, it's a great place. I've loved working there for the last 3 years. The administration's great, and the kids are wonderful. So you know, like I said, it's just been a blessing to get that head coaching job to kind of keep on going with what I'm doing.
You won't tell everybody you graduated from Southern.
Yeah, I did graduate.
You went to Berea in middle school, so
yeah. I went to Berea in middle school, and you know, had a great career there, great time there when I was there, and we had some decisions. I ended up going over to Southern and finishing up my high school there. So,
but you're back at Berea now. So
it all comes around. It all comes around. Yeah.
Well, being there for 3 years and coming up through the school as well, you obviously understand the uniqueness of that place, and also some of the unique challenges that you face as the football coach there, as far as numbers and especially numbers. I mean, I guess that's the hardest part at any Class A school, is getting enough kids to come out. And you also coached the middle school program here recently, so you know very well that limited number of kids to work with, and limited resources as well to a certain degree.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, it's hard on any smaller school. And honestly, I feel like here recently it's been hard for almost all programs to get those kind of numbers back out. And that's one of the things I'm trying to do. You know, I felt like I've built connections with some kids and relationships that, you know, I'm trying to pull a few that, you know, have been iffy in the past, get them back out, you know, get them kind of back into it, so get their numbers up a little more than we last year. Last year, I think we finished around 21 to 25. I'm hoping to start that this year around there and build from there. But like, speaking of weightlifting, you know, we've had around 15 kids solid coming out for weightlifting in the spring, and that's not including those that are playing baseball and just finish up with basketball and stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping we get some good decent numbers this year and are able to kind of continue to grow in that direction. We got to have everybody. I'm a big proponent, you know, of having kids play all sports, you know, especially at a small school. You got to, because like you said, there's limited numbers. And it's good for them. I feel like, the more they're out, they work different muscles in baseball and basketball than they ever would in football. So, having that connection with other coaches and getting the kids to participate in every little thing is going to be not only great for the football team, but great for athletics at Berea in general.
Yeah, it was your first head coaching job at the varsity high school level, but you've obviously been around quite a bit. You were on John Clark's staff over at Southern, including the year they went to the state championship game. You've been at Ferristown, Estill County for a year. So talk a little bit about your coaching career, who you've worked under, and kind of who you kind of gleaned some things from.
Yeah, honestly, I've been blessed. Some of the coaches I've got to work with over my time, like I said, H.E.'s got me into coaching there at Ferristown. I worked with the sixth graders and stuff there. And then that next season, Coach Clark pulled me up with the high school, working with freshmen in the varsity. And, Kling, Clark, Smoot, all those guys, Skinner, all those guys that were over there forever, they're brilliant minds for football. And, was able to work with them for 4 years. And then talked to Coach Markham a little bit and got over on the Estill staff. And, he was awesome to work under. He's been a great guy. He still talk to, all those guys in general, but, still talk to him about different things here and there. And then, was able to make it back home. Like I said, Berea is my home, as we mentioned, and, worked with Coach D my first year there at Berea. Unbelievable guy. And then Parks came in that next year, and again, a brilliant mindset for the game, for, running a program and stuff. And I feel like I've been able to take, bits and pieces from all those guys and hopefully be able to use those to help build what I want to build here at Berea, build this program up, get through some of those obstacles like the numbers and the different things, and be able to take Berea to being competitive in 1A for sure.
Yeah, defensive coordinator the last couple of years, is that kind of where you feel like your forte is, or just kind of the role that you kind of fit into there?
Yeah, a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I've kind of, when I got into coaching, that's kind of where I fell into, because I played when I was at Southern, in high school. I ended up playing linebacker, and then went into college, played linebacker at Union. And that's just kind of what I fell into. Growing up, I always thought I had an offensive mind, but
every kid does,
every
right?
kid, yeah,
every kid wants to be the quarterback.
Exactly, yeah. So, but defense, I've always had a passion for it, because you get to use that emotion, you get to use that kind of attitude, get out your frustrations and all that good stuff on defense that you don't necessarily get to do playing quarterback or on offense. So I've kind of fell into that role. I've embraced it. As a head coach, I'm gonna kind of try to get my mindset on both a little bit more, which I've had a little bit in the past, going back and forth offense and defense. But try to get that rolling as well.
Yeah. Well, a couple weeks ago when they announced you were going to be the coach, it was kind of they brought all the kids in and they didn't know, and the reaction from them had to have just been great for you. Heartwarming, because it seemed like they wanted you to be their coach.
Yeah, I feel like I've had great support from the kids. Like I said, I've had quite a few out lifting right now from last year. And I ask me every day, Coach, when they going to name somebody? What's going on? When are you going to be their coach? Well, I was like, we got to wait. They're still deciding, blah blah. And
they just brought them into the gym and they didn't know, right?
Yeah, they called us down. Bingham and Miss Reed called me, told me the night before and stuff, and they were like, all right, we're going to do this, and then we're going to bring the kids in first. We want to let them know first, what I thought was an amazing idea.
They didn't even tell the media first. They told the kids first, because I didn't know either.
Yeah, and
the kids need to know first.
But that's what it's about. And they come in, they saw I was sitting there and stuff, and a couple of them got bright-eyed and stuff. So I felt a lot of emotion coming from them, and was excited that fed off their excitement. Honestly, not only was I excited about getting the job, but excited to see the support from the kids that I've been coaching for the last 3 years there at Berea. That I got this, and it's been nothing but support and excitement so far. So
yeah.
Hoping to continue that on. I know it's a little ways till the season, but we're gonna keep trying to roll.
Yeah, well, looking ahead, have you put together a staff yet? You're going to keep some folks. I don't know if anybody went with Frank to Danville or
not that I'm aware of. I've talked to I'm hoping to talk a little bit more to Coach Riley, Coach Tony, and hoping to get them back, coming back. The kids love them. They were asking about them too. And, maybe bring in a couple new guys that I've worked with in the past. Nothing set in stone yet, but, I've been talking to a few different people to come in and kind of help with that offensive side, that I've been away from a little bit the last few years. But, I'm hoping to put together a staff, that on the same mindset that I've got, a player kind of first attitude, get them all, people that come in and get kids motivated out and be successful. So hoping it all works out. Like I said, nothing in stone yet, but we've been working on that part.
Yeah, lots of work to do because you graduated 11 seniors off that team, a lot of them who were starters both ways.
Yes.
So a lot of opportunities for some younger kids to step in there and play.
There absolutely is. Yeah, we lost a lot of guys last year, a lot of especially skill position. And we're getting back a few linemen this year, the young guys. And we lose a Cruz, we lose Joe Collins, we lose Isaiah Dorsey, a bunch of kids that put up big numbers. Jason Coburn, has been starting quarterback there for 3 years now. But we got some young guys. Aiden Hudson is a young sophomore. It's going to be is next in line for that role, quarterback, and he's got a good mind for it, a good arm and stuff. We're hoping to get him rolling in the offense. And like I said, we got some line and a couple guys. Eric Dixon and a few skill guys that I think we can work with there. But it's going to be hard to replace 11 guys. It's not going to lie there. But like I said, trying to get those numbers back out so we can fill some spots and see what we got.
Yeah. What do you think of the new alignment you guys are in?
Pleased with it. Absolutely. I'm never one to back away from competition with KCD, but they are
a long drive though too, and they're really good.
It is. It's 2 hours solid, and you hit Louisville traffic.
Yeah.
Always at that time, and it's always a long drive. But we're bringing it. But we're not going down too much. We're bringing in Sayer. Coach Bennington's had that got that program going. Still got Frankfurt Eminence, who always got some very talented players. But I think we're in a very competitive league now, and I think we should be able to kind of get in there and compete for winning the district next year or two for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Just right up off exit, 104 up there is where Sayer plays their home game. So that's a heck of a lot closer trip.
30 minutes compared to that 2 hours is not a bad switch there for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm always excited for people who get a chance to get their first head coaching position. So excited for you, and I said you've been around. Like I said, a lot of folks probably, if they don't know you, they probably recognize you from being on the staff at all these different places and stuff, especially at Southern and everything. So, so I'm happy for you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you coming in on a Sunday. Like I said, we kind of gave him short notice. I got to be totally honest. I hit him up this morning and said, "Can you come in?" And he said, "Sure." So we really appreciate that. And we always try to get to as many Berea games as we can. We love tailgating at Berea, don't we, Randy? We do our tailgate show out in the parking lot.
Always a great crowd.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if you guys are 10-0 or 0-10. There's still a big crowd there on Friday nights.
That's true.
The support for that, it's a community. It's really is a community school. It's obviously it's in the name, the word community, but it really truly is.
Yeah, and I've seen that here lately too. After being named head coach, I've seen the support from people I haven't heard from, people I don't know yet, and stuff from the community, and I'm hopeful to kind of keep that community support going for sure. It's a great place to be. It really is.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming in.
Best
of luck to you, and that'll wrap up this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. We'll be back next Sunday night at 9 o'clock with a brand new show. And as always, best place to keep up with Madison County sports is our social media sites, Richmond R Sports on Twitter and Register Sports on Facebook. Have a good week. See you next time.
Miller's Tire and Auto Care. Need to hire experienced technicians, oil change, tire technician, tow truck drivers, exceptional benefits and pay. Drop your resume off at Miller's Tire on the Big Hill Avenue location. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, super fast internet, simply a better connection. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. Platinum Roofing, Solar and Green Solutions. Voted Richmond's best roofer 7 years in a row. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.